How did I not see this coming? Well, this is how it all started. I was sitting at the table with my wife feeling very grateful and happy with the progress of our tomato crop. She was really happy and reminded me that the plants needed to be sprayed with insecticide. Of course, this was a part of a normal spray cycle that we had developed, and she was just merely keeping track. So I thanked her for that. I really was happy for that reminder. I was happy that she reminded me because I had seen a few whiteflies while I was scouting. After finishing dinner at the table, I went to sit on the couch to watch my favorite series movie, Gotham, which was on Netflix, of course. While sitting, I decided to spray the plants early the following morning. Well, morning came. My wife was still sleeping, so I did my bathroom routine, then went to the kitchen to look after breakfast. After finishing breakfast, I went into the storeroom to grab my knapsack sprayer and the insecticide that I was going to use to get rid of the whiteflies on the plants. When I arrived, I realized that one of my two knapsack sprayers were on the ground, which looked odd to me because I always keep both of them on a shelf in a designated area. Anyhow, I took the spray on the ground along with the insecticide and my protective gears and packed them in the van. I went back inside, kissed my beautiful wife, and headed off to the farm. When I arrived at the farm, everything was good. Plants were looking happy, except for the whiteflies flying around that I knew were a problem. I quickly went into the little hut I built, I built that, and changed into my gears. After changing, I took the knapsack sprayer to the pipe just to catch some water. I then applied the insecticide to the water inside the sprayer and was now ready to apply it to the plants. The sun was just peeking out and the wind was still. It was a perfect day for spraying. I started to spray the plants, and while spraying, I was laughing and feeling really happy about how nice the plants look. They looked really good. It took me about 30 minutes to finish spraying all the plants. By this time I was sweaty and tired, but I felt really satisfied. After resting off, I started to get ready to go back home. So what I did was pack the knapsack sprayer and the bottle of insecticide and my other protective gears in the van. When I went home, I met my wife preparing lunch. It smelled really great, so I hurried into the bathroom, took a shower, and there I was around the table enjoying a well-prepared lunch with my wife. We started chit-chatting, and then we decided to play a game of draft. The game went on for a very long time. We started to play around 2 p.m. in the day and finished about 8 p.m. in the night. By this, it was time to go to bed. We kissed and went to bed. Early the next morning, I woke up, did my normal routine, and went to the farm. When I arrived at the farm, I saw another farmer who was farming about quarter mile from my farm. He shouted, "Mario!" I was still at a distance, but I heard him and I answered, "Hey Joe!" He said, "What happened to the plants?" I said, "What do you mean?" By this time, I reached where the plants were and stood beside Joe. I looked at the plants, then I looked at Joe in shock. I really did not know what happened, and I was also at a loss for words. I was in disbelief. Joe said, "It looks like something burned the plants." And I said, "Well, maybe, but what?" Immediately I remembered that I had applied insecticide the previous day and thought to myself that maybe I mixed the insecticide too strong, because these things do happen. Joe continued to his farm while I stood over my plants wondering what could have happened. Well, tears came out of my eyes when I remembered how healthy and beautiful the plants looked. yesterday, and today they look unhealthy and somewhat dying. Of course, I went back home feeling very sad and in disbelief. When I arrived home, my wife saw me and saw that I was sad. "What's wrong?" she asked. I told her that the plants looked like something scorched the leaves or like something burnt them. She said, "Well, I hope it was not from the insecticide you use." And I said, "It might have been, but how?" "Because I mixed the right dose according to the label. And I also used the right knapsack sprayer." My wife asked, "Which knapsack sprayer did you use?" I said, "I used the blue color sprayer, the one I always use to spray insecticide." My wife paused and then began to tell me that Joe came to the house about 3 days ago borrowing a knapsack sprayer. She was trying to call me to tell me, but I was not getting the call because I was in some woodland cutting fence posts. Because she could not get me, and Joe was my farmer friend, she went into the storeroom, took up the knapsack sprayer, and gave it to Joe. Joe did not say what he was going to spray. So what I did, I called Joe on his mobile phone and asked him what he used the knapsack sprayer he borrowed from us to do. Joe said he used herbicide in it to burn grass on a plot of land he was preparing to cultivate. I immediately said okay and hung up the phone because when he said he used herbicide, I knew exactly what had happened. The knapsack sprayer that I used to spray insecticide was the same one that Joe borrowed and used to apply herbicide. And guess what? Herbicide kills plants. There was still some amount of herbicide left in the knapsack sprayer which mixed with the insecticide I used, which caused the plants to suffer herbicide burn. This was a very painful lesson. After having this experience, my wife and I decided to label the knapsack sprayers. One with herbicide and the other with insecticide. And this meant that both of us would know which knapsack sprayer should be used for insecticide and which knapsack sprayer should be used for herbicide. If this was done earlier, either my wife would have seen the different labels on each knapsack sprayer and asked Joe which one he needed, or Joe would have seen the insecticide label on the sprayer and notified her, my wife, that he was going to use it to apply herbicide and not insecticide. If this was the case, then the right sprayer would have been given to him. We spoke about it, accepted the misunderstanding, kissed each other, and started a game of Monopoly. The moral of the story is, always label your pesticide applicators. Therefore, label your insecticide applicator with an insecticide label. Label your herbicide applicator with an herbicide label. And the other pesticide applicators that you have, label them also. Do not run the risk of not having any labels and then mistakenly using the wrong applicator to either apply insecticide or herbicide. Hello, now that you're at the end, if this video was beneficial to you, please consider subscribing. To subscribe to my channel, please click the red subscribe button and then click the bell icon beside it so that you will be notified whenever I publish a new video. Thank you.